Good morning. Today is just going to be the most average day in my life. As a mom, I have a 6-month-old. She turned 6 months yesterday, and that is wild, and it makes me so sad. Time goes so fast and I want it to slow down. We've gotten in such a good groove, so I thought I would show you guys what my day looks like with her and just being a mom and just our simple mundane life. We've been waking up at 5:30 and working out at 6, and so after I do my weightlifting and all of that, I go upstairs and feed her, and then I come back down and I pump and she plays, and then I'll go back out there and kind of finish up my workout. I usually finish up with core and then getting some steps in. So I've been loving getting back into a workout routine postpartum, and it's been so great. It gives me so much energy, and my goal is just to feel strong again. I feel so weak, and I am so weak. It is so sad that I'm doing like 10-pound weights and stuff, but okay, I'm putting my sweatshirt on because it's freezing in here. I thought I'd kind of focus on the things that I normally skip over whenever I'm vlogging that are kind of more centered around being a mom. I feel like they can get repetitive, and not only that, like most of my videos aren't about being a mom. So I thought today I would just kind of give you guys an insight to that. So I talked to you guys about this on my Instagram, that waking up at 5:30 and working out has been challenging because I feel so engorged in the mornings. And so a lot of you guys gave me your tips as to what you do whenever you work out before your baby wakes up. I got a ton of different recommendations and I posted them on my Instagram, but I thought I'd give you guys an update on what I decided to do. So I decided to, in the morning, just pump out like enough to where I'm not engorged. So this morning I pumped 4.5, which I really didn't even mean to do. I always feel a little nervous. I don't want to pump more than what she'll drink, but I always pump out like 5 ounces after she's done feeding, so I knew it would be fine. I always pump in the morning after feeding her because it fills my freezer stash, and on top of that, if I don't, I always get a clogged duct on my right side for some reason. So this just helps kind of empty everything out, and especially because your supply is highest in the morning. So I'm gonna do that and we'll see how much I get. Also, I don't know about you guys, but I get really, maybe this is so bad to admit, I get really grossed out by other people's breast milk. I don't know why, like even seeing it online, I'm like, ew, I don't want to see that. So sorry if you're like that and I just showed my breast milk. Personally, these Lancino, these bags are my favorite. I've tried the motif ones where they have like the tear off. If you're breastfeeding, you probably know what I'm talking about. I don't love those as much. So I was able to pump about 8.5 ounces in total, including this morning's pump, which is pretty good. So I'm probably gonna do a 6-ounce bag and then the rest in a smaller amount, because she usually drinks about 6 ounces for her daytime feeds if she gets a bottle. So that way if anybody watches her, they can just defrost the 6 ounces rather than like multiple bags. And so that leaves 2.5 ounces after that. Hi, teddy bear. Before we go back outside, I need to change her diaper again, and a little tip that I have is just to have a basket somewhere with some diaper changing stuff. I used to have like a diaper caddy specifically, but then it was just around, and we had these baskets under our coffee table anyway, and then this one just kind of has like toys and stuff like that. I've talked a lot about different kinds of diapers. We've tried so many brands because Elena has such sensitive skin, and Coterie is my favorite. So I've got a code for you guys for 20% off. I'll leave it in my description box, but we have them on subscription, so they just come every month, and you can manage your subscription over text, which is really nice. So sometimes I'll add in wipes if we need them, but these wipes are the best and they last forever because they're so big. Like one wipe is just huge, and that's, I find, all I need. So like last month I only needed a diaper refill and not a wipe refill, which is great. So I'm gonna change her diaper, and then I'll probably finish up a workout out there, and then we'll go on a walk. And that's usually our whole morning until her next nap. And then once she goes down, that's whenever like I shower and get ready for the day.
I was never the one to write up a song for just anyone. I was always the one to find myself lost in old conversations. Oh, 'cause I've always been told that things will unfold if you keep on waiting. But then you came along and proved me alright. was so mistaken. Cause you glue all the pieces back together.
This is for all the comments. It was really just one in my last video that said Sam doesn't do anything. I just don't show Sam doing anything, but he's the best, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. On with the morning.
Making a smoothie?
Yeah. You want to talk?
No.
You know that's not true. I look a little wild because I literally just started blow drying my hair, but she woke up and it's time for her to feed anyway. I was hoping she would sleep a little past so I could at least get some of it dry, but that's okay. I'm a little behind this morning. Typically, I had to turn in a video for a brand this morning and I forgot to do my thumbnail yesterday, so I had to do it this morning, so that kind of took up all of her nap. And I forgot to even tell you guys that we have company coming over tonight, so I've got to make dinner and get the house ready for that as well. But let's go grab our girl and feed her. Okay, I was quickly able to like semi-dry my hair and get dressed, and now I'm going to try to do a quick 10-minute makeup. If that, I'm doing it out here because this is where my makeup was from church on Sunday. And Elena is playing on her Love Every playmat right now, right in front of me, and that thing is the best. She loves it so much, and I love that she loves it. And she's so close to rolling. Like, she rolls belly to back, but she hates being on her stomach, so she doesn't really roll back to belly. She's like so close. Literally, if she would just turn, she'd be on her belly. She's like 90% there, but I feel like just hates being on her belly, so that's why she's not gonna do it. Anyway, so I am quickly doing my 10-minute makeup, which I'll link down below. It takes me honestly probably less than 10 minutes whenever I'm not talking. And this is even if I do makeup, because most days I don't. Rest of her wake window, I typically will work on any milestones with her and we'll just play together. And by working on milestones, I mean I'm working on letting her sit independently right now, so I'll kind of keep her steady while she practices. And I often think, like, by baby number 4, do people just like not do that? Because how do you have time to do that? You know, I just have to take care of her. So I always wonder those things. So if you've got more kids, let me know how you handle playtime with your baby. And we'll also do a lot of tummy time or just really whatever. She's at the age now where she gets bored really easy, so we're often switching it up. I just got Elena down to sleep. I put her down a little early because she was getting fussy and I felt like she was tired, and she was. So she's down, she's asleep. As I was up there and rocking her, I was like, oh my goodness, I did not take a sip of water during her wake window. Something that I do that's been really helpful is I try to finish a full bottle of water, or I guess 24 ounces of water in between each feeding. So she feeds every 3 hours, so I try and drink one of these every 3 hours. I don't know if that's the recommended amount, but that's what I try to do. And something that I look forward to every day is adding Element to my water. And I want to thank Element for sponsoring today's video. They are my favorite go-to electrolyte. We've been drinking it every day for almost a year, even before we ever worked together. Multiple reasons why I love Element, but one of them is because it's a tasty electrolyte drink with everything you need and nothing you don't, which means lots of salt and no sugar. It contains a science-backed electrolyte ratio of 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. I love there's no junk in these. There's no sugar, no coloring, no artificial ingredients. They're even gluten-free, vegan-friendly, and paleo-keto-friendly. So as you guys have seen, I've been working out every day, so replenishing my electrolytes is so important. But don't be mistaken, even if you don't exercise every single day, every single person needs to replenish their electrolytes. I find that Element Element can help eliminate headaches, muscle cramps, fatigue, sleepiness, or any other symptom of electrolyte deficiency. And I can tell you, if I ever forget to drink my Element, I can tell, like, by the afternoon I get this slump and I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't drink my Element today. Right now, Element has a special offer just for you guys. So if you guys want, you can go to drinkelement.com/Jaclyn, and this will get you a free sample pack with any order. The sample pack has their most popular flavors: citrus salt, raspberry salt, orange salt, and watermelon salt. And they have a new flavor that I am obsessed with, their lemonade salt. It is so good. It's competing for one of my favorites. You guys probably know raspberry is my favorite flavor, but this new lemonade flavor is really creeping up there, and it might be my new favorite. So if you guys want to check it out, I'll link it down below. And if you purchase anything from their website, you can get the free sample pack. This is a great way to try out different flavors or just share with a friend. This offer is only available through my link, so you can head to the description box or go to drinkelement.com/Jaclyn to get that free sample pack. And the best part is, if you don't like it, they offer a no questions asked refund on your whole order. You don't even have to send it back. So there's really no risk. Again, you can go to the description box and click the link to get that great deal. Trust me, Element's gonna become your new favorite drink. I look forward to it every day. It's like right up there with my coffee, which I've never found another drink that does that for me, but Element does. I always put it in my water bottle, and I'm gonna try and chug this, and then after this I need to drink a whole other one because I really got to catch up on my water today. While I sit down and get my electrolytes in, I thought it would be a good time to catch up and just kind of talk through how I schedule my day with the baby and any changes that we've made. I mean, babies change so fast now that she's 6 months. Things are looking a little different. And in my last video, a lot of you guys really liked to hear about how I do things day to day, times and things like that. But I do want to say, I even caveated this in my last video, a lot of people got upset that I talked about our routine or whatever. And I even said in my last video, like, just because I do this does not mean you have to do it. And it's not, there's no like perfect way. I've just found that this works really well for me and her. If it didn't work well for her, I wouldn't do it. She is like my #1 priority, but she has absolutely thrived on this routine. She is such a happy baby. And not only that, as a new mom, I'm able to predict what's going on with her, because if I know it's close to her typical nap time and then she gets fussy, she's probably tired, rather than me wondering, oh my goodness, is she hungry? Is she this? Is she not feeling well? Whenever your baby starts crying, your brain just goes like to a million different things. And so for me, having a little bit more of a rhythm throughout my day really helped me understand her way better. So in my last video, I talked about how we generally follow Moms on Call. So we do not follow this by the book. It's very, very helpful for like literally having a daily routine. They have it marked out in here. So they'll have like a typical day and they'll give you a time, their wake windows, all of that. And it's just very helpful for like a grounding point of how to do your day. And then in the front, they have so many helpful sections. They have things from bathing to bowel movements, constipation, nail clipping, skincare, oral care, teething, crying, frustration, common illnesses, what to do whenever they have a fever, vomiting, diarrhea. I mean, you name it, it's in here. And the best part is that it is in bullet points. I love that it's just very simple. So this was our survival guide, literally 0 through 3 months. Like, we were constantly checking this book, but again, we didn't follow it to a T. If there's something in here that you don't want to do, you don't have to do it. But I'm just recommending it. We definitely stopped using this, especially whenever it came to their schedule, probably around 4 months, I think it was. So they say to introduce solids around 4 months, and she is not ready for solids. Most babies aren't at 4 months. Yeah, and now it does say once baby foods are introduced, but they say you can start as early as 4 months. But I knew Elena was ready for that. She couldn't sit up, and she wasn't even interested in anything that was in my hand just yet. So with that, I have just kept her on a general schedule of feed, and then she's awake for an hour and a half, and then asleep for an hour and a half. And then as she's gotten older, I've just kind of been aware of her cues. If she doesn't seem tired, I won't put her down just yet. So now it's been more like she's awake for 2 hours and then asleep for 1 hour or so, or sometimes she's awake for 2 hours, asleep for an hour and 15 minutes, and then I feed her. She's a little bit more flexible now, and she can even miss a full nap. Not ideal, but like if I need to be out somewhere, and then I let her sleep longer the next nap. So at this point, I'm still feeding her every 3 hours. I can tell that she's getting ready to transition. Like, I don't know to what point and I don't really know exactly how to do that just yet, but I know that we're going to be introducing solids soon. which sounds so scary. It just seems so much more complicated, and like that seems like a toddler to me, not like my little tiny baby. That's no longer a little tiny baby. But I did get the second Moms on Call book, which is for 6 to 15 months. This one's for 0 to 6 months. So I am curious. I haven't even read this yet, and I got this a long time ago. So I could probably move to feeding her every 4 hours, but I'm gonna wait until we go to her pediatrician here in a few days for her 6-month appointment, just to make sure. I mean, I know she's gaining weight. She's a chunky girl, so I just don't know what I'm doing, and I'm learning as I go. But I thought I'd recommend these to you because they were just so helpful. And so honestly, most of my days are just following her cues, and I have a general guideline in my head of she wakes up at 7 every single morning, and then I feed her, and then I usually get her down around like 8:50, 9 o'clock. And then if she wakes up by 10, she wakes up, I feed her, I'll let her sleep in a little if she still seems tired. So I'm very flexible with the schedule, but the things I'm not really flexible about is wake time and bedtime. Like, she gets a bottle at 7 and goes to bed, and she wakes up at 7 a.m. and she's been sleeping through the night, and it has been so great. I've gotten a lot of questions about that, and we did taking care of babies for getting her to sleep through the night. It was really great. It was just one rough night, so we would do check-ins because she no longer needed to feed at night. I was just feeding her just to soothe her, and our pediatrician was like, yeah, she doesn't need to feed at night. So we dropped the night feeding, and we just would go in and soothe. And it just took one night of doing that, and now she sleeps through the night, which I'm so grateful for. So I'll leave that resource down below as well. Again, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do anything I recommend. I'm just saying what has worked for us, and it's been great and worked really well. But no shame if you do something different, because what works for your family might not work for mine, and what works for my family might not work for yours, and that's okay. So like I mentioned, we're having company over tonight, and I'm making dinner. So last night I started making some French bread, and it has been sitting in the fridge, and I'm a little nervous because I lost track of it, and I think I might have overproofed it. It looks fabulous. It's not sourdough. I didn't do sourdough. I just did regular. So on the menu tonight, we're making sausage rigatoni per their request, and some French bread, which is so easy. I've showed me making this sausage rigatoni so many times. It's a great, easy dinner for whenever you've got guests. And what's really great about pasta is that the longer it cooks, the better it is, especially like the sauce, I mean. So I think what I'm gonna do is go ahead and eat my lunch. I can't forget to do that, which I won't. I love food, so that's not a problem. And then I'm gonna shape the loaves because they need to sit out for a while, and then we'll get started on the pasta sauce probably after I feed her, is what I'm thinking. And as I'm speaking, I'm realizing I forgot to get white wine at the store, and I don't think we have any. Oh, that is such a bummer, because Sam went to the store this morning. He was like, hey, do you need me to get anything? I was like, no, got everything yesterday. Let me think about how I can solve this problem. Let's do the bread. I can at least do that. Actually, let's do lunch. I need to do lunch. So I'm doing 3 hard-ish boiled eggs. They're more like soft boiled, and then avocado toast. This has lemon juice on it, and then I wanted something a little different, so I added feta and balsamic, and then I just did a piece with butter. I wanted variety. It's nothing fancy, but it will do. I just finished feeding Elena, so we're gonna run to the grocery store really fast and just grab a bottle of whatever white wine I can find. I'm hoping this won't take me long, but with a baby I feel like it takes a bit. But this is when I would just use my Duna rather than like putting her in a carrier, because I'm only getting one thing, so I can be in and out, no big deal. Are you ready to go? Well, we gotta change your diaper first.
I'm doing things around the house. Emptying the dishwasher and whatnot. Just a regular day. That's what I do.
Okay, that was probably the fastest grocery run I've ever done. So I'm gonna make myself a coffee, because this morning we were out of coffee, so I just had a decaf latte. So I'm probably gonna have a little bit of caffeine. Honestly, I don't really feel like I rely on caffeine, but there's just something exciting about it. But maybe I don't need it because it is 2 o'clock. I'm not really sure, but Elena has about 35 to 40 minutes more of wake time. Generally, I'll obviously gauge her. So I'll probably get started on shaping the loaves and getting those in the oven. I split them into threes and let them sit out to rise a little bit while I was at the store. I feel like logistically I've got a lot to do and I don't know how I'm gonna do it all, but I always get it done, which is so funny. Like, there's plenty of time. I just get a little overwhelmed sometimes. So let's just make a coffee and get the bread going, and then we'll probably start cooking. Okay, I feel like I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut off. It is actually 4:18, and normally I feed Elena at 4, but she woke up around like 3:45, and I thought I was gonna have to feed her early, but I could tell she was still sleepy but was like awake, so I was like, I'll give her a few minutes and see if she falls back asleep. So she did. So I've been letting her sleep because she's sleeping. So I'm gonna go wake her up and feed her, because the dilemma with letting a baby sleep is if I let her sleep too much and she's not gonna be tired for her cat nap, and then she'll be too tired to take a bottle because she didn't sleep. Does that make sense? And like, you want her to drink enough before bed, so it's always like a game. But the past few nights she hasn't been sleeping her cat nap anyway, so, and we'll probably get her down a little earlier tonight since we have company coming over. That's kind of my thought process here. So I'm gonna go wake her up and we'll feed her. I know Sam will want to join because he loves to wake her up. That's his favorite thing, so let's go get her. Okay, Elena is fed and we've just been playing. We don't have that much left to do, which is really great. Sam's off of work.
And I went straight from work to working on the house because I do stuff around here.
I finished the French bread. It turned out great, minus the fact that like my scoring didn't really show, and I think it's because they were overproofed, but we tried a little bit and it's delicious. And then I brought out my French butter with the little flecks of salt in it. It's so good. That way it's at room temp. The sauce has been simmering for quite a few hours. This helps the flavor and everything. And then right before they come, I'll add in the heavy cream because you kind of want to do that last. So I just let it simmer and it's gonna taste really, really good. And then they're bringing over dessert, so I don't have to really think about that. Yeah, they're bringing over like fruit pizza. So really all that's left to do is vacuum. I'm so grateful Sam got the kitchen clean. That's awesome. So Elena has one more cat nap. Oh wow, actually soon. And we'll see if she sleeps for it. Who really knows? She does sometimes and doesn't others. And then it's bath time, and then I'll give her a bottle, and then her friends will be here. And the night goes by so fast with the baby. Okay, Sam is attempting to put her down. It's not going too great. So I spent some time yesterday putting away her clothes. These are all newborn and then up to, I guess, 6 months-ish, and her swaddles and stuff, which makes me so sad. I probably should go in there. I always give her like 3 to 5 minutes because sometimes she's just crying because she's tired and she'll calm down. I can usually tell by looking at her on the monitor. Like if she's sucking her hand, then we're usually golden. And I say hand because she sucks like the 2 middle fingers, not even her thumb, which is kind of funny. And just like that, not even 60 seconds later, asleep. So every night I put her in one of these Old Navy onesies. They're the best, the ribbed ones, and they're so affordable. I've linked them a few times for you guys. And then this is the Halo Sleep Sack Swaddle. It's like a mix, it's like a little tight, and it's so great. This was so easy to transition from her swaddle to this, and she loves it. So I'll link both of these down below. Our friends just left and it is 10:30 and I want to get in bed so bad, but guess what I have to do? I gotta pump. So I'm gonna pump and then head to bed. So we'll see how much we get. Okay, I'm kind of whispering because Sam is trying to go to bed because he has to wake up really early tomorrow. So I pumped about 8.5 ounces, which I would say is pretty good, but not as good as it used to be. I used to get like 10-11 ounces at night. So I don't know if my supply is dropping or just like leveling out. I'm not really sure. So comment down below if that happens, like as they get older, if you start producing less. I feel like I'm just not producing as much. For her nighttime bottle, she usually drinks 7.5 ounces. She could honestly drink more. I find that she just drinks just to drink and she doesn't need to drink that much, and then sometimes she can spit up if she drinks too much. So I feel like 7.5 to 8 is her sweet spot. So I like to do 7.5 ounce bags. All right, milk is bagged, so I'll just put it in the freezer to freeze, and that is my night. Last time I filmed this, I took you through the night, but Elena doesn't really wake up in the night anymore. So my day should be done here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.